like that. So I decided I was going to paint and talk and kind of tell you guys what's been going on, because I know everybody saw my video about us hopefully getting a new camper, but you haven't heard much about it after we went looking. And I kind of want to give you an update on that, on kind of what's been going on with that. So just go with me. We're going to do a little story time. I'm going to get my I'm going to get my iPad set up so I can read your comments as you put them in below, and I'm going to try to respond. So bear with me, but we're going to paint and I got to do some mixing. So let's get started. Okay, as you guys know, I've been working for the church here in Northwood, and they offered me a extended time to be here. They wanted to know if I would stay 6 more months. And so I was telling them that last winter, you guys remember, we went through a lot with the winter and just trying to survive it, right? So they were like, hey, if you find something you like, well, so we went looking, and that's the video you guys saw when we were at Camping World, and we saw that perfect RV. And so we did everything we were supposed to do. We got our deposit, and we decided to move forward with it. So we were super excited. And, they pretty much made it sound like it was a done deal. All we needed to do was put our money down. We were needed to clean out the RV that we have now, and then kind of go from there. So we started doing that. We started making preparations. We took them the money, and one day went by, didn't hear from them. 2 days went by, didn't hear from them. So finally, I called, and I'm like, hey, we got to get moving. We got to pull stuff out. We got to get moved. So what's the verdict? And they were like, okay, well, we couldn't get the bank to finance you. And I'm like, why? And he explained to me their reasoning. This is the downfall of RVing. Okay, so for the last few years, you guys know we've been working at campgrounds, and so therefore it is part-time and seasonal. So that was one mark against us, and then the next mark against was um, the fact that we've paid cash for everything the last few years. And so as far as they're concerned, no credit. We didn't have enough credit because we've been paying cash for everything. So they didn't have enough like history of us paying stuff because we just paid cash. You know that you can't really afford to keep doing this lifestyle if every time you work, all your money is going right back out the door. So, with that being said, it was a bummer. It was a little bit of a heartbreak to go through that. But we're gonna keep looking because I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do. Whether we're gonna give them 6 more months and stay, and the 6 more months is a sweet 6 months. It's during the winter months, but they're willing to let us take a month off so we can go do some traveling and kind of get a break, and then come back and work. But then the downside of that is this campground we're in, she doesn't really need any help in the winter because she leaves and go to Florida. She goes to Florida for the winter herself. And so there's not a whole lot to do here, and then we would have to pay to be here all summer, which is not feasible for us, what it's going to cost. So we got to get started looking if we're going to stay. It's just so many variables to it, because if we stay, then we have to come up with a place to be. And we were trying to get something a little bit more four seasons, so we'll be able to have a place that we know we can stay and be warm and go from there. So the look continues. So we're still looking. We're gonna try to go back out at some point. This week is the week of my surgery. So the goal was, we were supposed to move into the new camper last week Friday. And so our goal was that we would have everything taken care of. I'd be moved. It was big enough for me to be able to get around on the knee scooter I'm going to have to meander with. And I was just looking forward to just kind of recovering in the new camper. And that did not happen. But I'm not upset about it because I know that camping season is on its way out, and it won't be long before the time will come. And they'll be discounting those things and trying to get rid of them. And so I was telling Cedric, we'll just wait, we'll see how things go, see how things, progress over the next couple months or the next few weeks. We got our money saved, and so we're going to be looking. And it's not like the camper we have is no good. It's perfect. I mean, we've been living in it thus far. It's just we had the opportunity to get something that would better suit our needs. I would get an office because if I was working, I would be taking on additional roles at the church. And so I would have a workspace to kind of work. And I was really looking forward to that, but we're grateful with what we have. So that's not a problem. And, you never know what might come along. So we're just going to keep our eyes open and peeled to whatever might show up and come our way. And we'll be ready. It's just that at this particular time, that just didn't work out for us. And so there you go. That's what happened with that. And so we're just gonna keep looking. We didn't know we were gonna find that. One of our main goals is to start looking for a new truck because the one we have has definitely a good number of miles on it. And I think if we could focus on getting another truck, then whatever we could pretty much write our own ticket on whatever camper we want to get. And we want to be particular about the truck and what size and what it can pull because we over the years of us RVing we've learned a little bit about making sure that you pick something that you can grow with and not something that's just good for right now. So that's where we are as far as that's concerned. Is just kind of making sure that we are getting our ducks in a row, especially since the season is getting ready to stop. Hey Sonia, how you doing? Hey Miss Margaret, how are you ladies doing this evening? So there you go. Right there is where we are as far as that's concerned. And I'm just trying to get over the hump of surgery. That's coming up. And I'm nervous because yes, I'm making coasters. And so I'm a little nervous for the simple fact surgery is never fun. It's the recovery part that I'm nervous about, being in pain and not knowing what to expect. And the doctor telling me I have to be 3 months not on weight bearing. But the Lord worked it out to where my job is willing to work with me. So it's not like I'm going to lose my job due to this. And I'll just be working from home, and I'll take after Wednesday, take the rest of the week off, kind of deal with pain management and figure out what that's going to look like. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening. We're still going to be looking for the trailer. I myself have decided I would not mind having a fifth wheel. Not a fifth wheel, a motorhome, something we could drive and go. But when you get in a motorhome, you're pretty much getting a car, and they're just like way more expensive. And when if it breaks down, the whole house is in the shop, and so you have that factor to kind of take into consideration. But I was really thinking about that. We had been talking about, what if we got a motorhome or something like that. So I don't know. I have no idea. And so I'm nervous. I am nervous about Wednesday. I'm just ready to get on the other side of it because you guys, it's getting to the point where walking is just a hassle. It's just a lot. Today I went out trying to get some last minute stuff before it's time. And I can't get out and move around. And I was so tired, like my stamina and walking lopsided forever seems like it just felt like a lot. And so I could use some prayers as far as that's concerned. Usually, when things fall through, you're very disappointed, but I'm not. I feel like this last year I've grown. My whole journey this second half of my life has been trying to adjust and learn how to deal with life as it comes. And I am excited to see where that takes me. And even though sometimes setbacks happen and it's not pleasant because your mind thinking one way and then it doesn't work out that way. But then I was thinking, what, this could be a real blessing because we might have overpaid and got ourselves in debt because we were still going to have to come up, pay $10,000 on top of what we were going to be giving them, to get the camper in the first place. And I was like hesitant about it because we've been living pretty debt free these last few years. And so when it didn't go through, yeah, it was heartbreaking because the place was you know, it was nice. I liked it. But I was like, you know what? That's probably not a horrible thing, because we would have been, you know, what if for whatever reason we don't stay at the job and now we have this bill and we're leaving owing and trying to now, you know, rush to the next job because we got a house payment and all that stuff. So I started thinking about that, and I was like, okay, so, you know, things will work out. They will work out. Like I said, it's not like, you know, this anything's wrong with this one. We were just looking for something to where I could have a little bit of an office space, and I was really hoping for that. So if I do stay and work, you know, I have a place to work, but it's all good. You know, it really is. And so right now, I just wanted to come on and let you know the hunt is still on. I'm still going to be looking on things online to see what I can find and go from there. And you guys, please stay tuned, because it's not over. It's definitely not over. It's just that wasn't it. That wasn't the end all. And I know that it's going to be a little bit of a postpone because of my recovery time, but I don't see that being an issue as far as us keep going and keep looking and keep trying to make things happen. So I really just wanted to kind of come on and let you know what's going on and see how you guys are doing, see how your weekend went, and just kind of have some chit chat. I don't know, I don't get on here a whole lot where we get a chance to kind of just talk and you guys ask us questions, and you know, and I get a chance to answer. So here's your time. If you want to jump on and ask any questions at this time, you could totally do so, and I will answer back. Um, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And I like to make coasters. I'm an amateur painter. Like, I'm no Picasso, right? But I enjoy it because it is it's calming. So I do it, and I I wanted to kind of come on, and I haven't done it in a while with you guys, because usually I'll come on and we'll talk and I'll paint while we're talking. And so I wanted to come on and kind of do that. And I do this because when I see people and I meet new people, I like to give them something to kind of remember me by, especially if we clicked and hit it off. You know, I like to have something I could say, here you go, you know, thank you so much. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Margaret. Come winter, they'll be trying to give them away. So we're just going to wait. You never know what might happen. So I just like to paint. I'm no Picasso, but I do like to get in there and kind of do my own thing. So I hope you guys had a great day. And anybody feeling some fall? Like, you feel like it's time to start putting out some pumpkins and drinking some fall beverages and kind of getting ready for fall? Because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a little fallish. So, now we're going to put some birds on this bad boy. Yes, I got some painting stuff, and I was like, I'm going to try to do more of it, especially when I'm here and I'm not working or I'm not able to get out. I can keep myself busy, so you guys can expect to see more of my artwork. But yes, that's my goal right there, is to kind of just find a way to cope with being out. And yeah, who knows? Who knows? So there you go. There's one of them. This, I don't know what the camera is doing. It may be working well. It may not be. I hope it is. Margaret, is it fuzzy? Is it fuzzy? Or can you like see? Bum bum. Okay, thank you. I just need to know if you could see. So we'll do the other one. I think I might do it a slightly different color. and make the water slightly different. Maybe a little bit more turquoise. Uh, and so, yeah, I am a little bit bummed. I was like so excited. And I guess the letdown is they made you think, oh man, this shouldn't be a problem. You got a trade in, plus you got your deposit. It's not like we were only going to be trying to finance for like, what was it, for like 10 months. And I think that was a lot of the problem too. The bank, they want a little bit more than 10 months because they want to put a lot of interest on it. So it is a little bit of a bummer. And this was the first time, you guys, that Cedric was excited too, right? Because usually I'm dragging him and he's like, our camper we have is fine. We don't really need a new one. But this time, for some reason, he was like 100% on board. He was like, let's do it. I guess he see that, if we dream a little bit, it can happen. And he got all swept up in it with me because he always is one of my biggest supporters as far as, dreaming and stuff is concerned. And so he was like, let's just try it and see. Let's just see what happened. And so we tried. And, the one thing about that is when you give people your money, the hard part is getting your money back. Because I'm still waiting on them to send me my money back. They're like, oh, it's going to be 3 to 5 business days. And I'm like, I don't have 3 to 5 business days. Because they make you put down a $500 deposit, right? And they don't even want to run your credit, which is stupid. You shouldn't even take a deposit till you know that it's 100% a real done deal. But they were all like, oh no, you don't have to worry, we can't even do it unless we have the deposit. So you put a deposit down and then you got to try to be chasing people down on the phone to refund your money. And that's the part I just don't appreciate. So I am going to be on them like a hawk until all my money hits my account. I am praying that that is not our situation and that we don't have to do that, because in recovery, the last thing I want to do is be chasing folks down for money, right? So I'm hoping that that will just happen as it's supposed to, and it won't be a big deal, and they will just give it back because they know, the deal is not on the table. And then hopefully we'll be able to find something that we can pay cash for, because I'm telling you guys, if you're new to RVing or you have dreams of RVing, do it cash. Don't go into this in debt trying to get the biggest and the best. If you can't afford to do it cash, then don't do it. That's just, and I'm just being honest. Don't do it. The best way is to have the money up front, and that way you don't have to worry about trying to, if you have to work. Like, see, us, we still at an age where we have to work. We don't have like a retirement or anything like that. And so you don't want all the money you're making to have to go to bills, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to end up having to pay, and then you'll be looking from one job to the next. You won't even really be able to travel because you'll be stuck in one place. And that was the mistake we made when we first went out, when our first job, we were making monthly payments on that camper. And boy, 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 I tell you, you always have to be looking for the next job because you got bills. So it's always good to find something cash if you can do that. And so that's the goal, is to that we're going to keep looking to see if we can find a camper where I can have a office, but it's going to be a camper that we can have for cash, that we're not putting ourselves in debt to have something bigger. And so that's the goal, because that's what we were going to be doing. We were just going to jump in head first. So tell me what you guys think about my coasters. Yes, that RV, Margaret, was very nice. You are 110% correct on that. It was very nice. But it was gonna cost us, and because we painted the cabinets in the kitchen, everybody's like, well, that's gonna take away the value of your camper, and so on and so forth. So they were really trying to really lowball us, but it was an opportunity, because this one is a 2019. It was an opportunity for us to get in a 2021, which would have been a much newer camper than what we have. And so we were like, it has everything we wanted. It had the double slide. I mean, the what is the extended slide. So then that way, I could have my office space. We could still have a place to eat and relax. That bedroom was a king size bed, and so that would have been perfect, because we'd have been able to be there for with the king size, and it would have just worked out, right? But it's all good, because we didn't want to go into debt, and then you guys would be like, oh, you're not traveling. It's like, nope, because we got a note, so we can't go. So at least this way, we're going to start looking for a truck, and work backwards this time, because the last time we got the camper first and then the truck. This time we're going to work on getting the truck and then the camper, and then hopefully we can find something we really, 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 really like. So, yep, Margaret, you're right. The best way to do it is just to pay cash when you get it. That way you're not trying to struggle and figure out how you're gonna take care of next month's note when you're not working, because when you're RVing, work can be very transient, right? You could be working today and not tomorrow, or something happen and the work get canceled, or they don't need you anymore, or anything can happen, right? You can get hurt, and then you're stuck with a bill. So who knows? By the time October come, when everybody's focusing on Christmas and the holidays and everybody's done camping, who knows? That camper might be $18,000, and then we'll be able to walk in there and just pick it up cash. So you just don't ever know. You can't count yourself out, because you just don't know what's in store, right? And so it's all high today, but things change. Only takes time, especially when they want to make a sale. They start getting hungry, because people start shifting their focus from not winter stuff. Summer stuff, and then they start shifting to winter stuff, because you know nobody's really camping like that. And it's the best time to buy an RV is the winter months, because that's why they have RV shows in the winter months, because they know that our sales are down. People want to see what's new. They're getting ready for campus season coming up, and they've gotten past Christmas. And when we bought the one we got now, we got it in October, and my goodness, they almost gave it to us. They almost pretty much told us to pick out what we want, and they would make it work. Um, and then the campground here, she will be officially closed like in October, like the middle of October. My contract with the church, if I don't renew it, and they would kill me if I didn't, because they really, really want me to stay, um, ends in October. And so I was thinking, okay, so then, we could leave October, because she'll be done here, and then she'll be leaving for Florida, and then we'll it won't be any work here. And how we got stuck here last year in winter. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking, well, man, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. We can go to Florida ourselves and see our grandkids, because we haven't seen them since we left last year this time. And so who knows? I don't know. I don't know what life brings, because if we stay, then we're working. And as much as I love this job with the church, it really does put me back into a 9 to 5. Like I'm working all the time, and it's definitely a 9 to 5 kind of rat race. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I got out of that. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the people and everything. It's just that I miss traveling. Like we've been places, but we haven't like traveled like we're used to doing. At least we would travel quite a bit when we were on our way going to places, and we haven't really, been there. Because remember when we were headed to Maine, we stopped and we were in Connecticut, and we went through New York, and we stopped at Hershey, and you know, and we went to Rhode Island and then to Boston. So we did get a little bit of traveling in. So that's what I'm hoping that we could do. So they're willing to give us some time off. And this year, if they did give us the time off, I think I would take it kind of in January. So without a shadow of a doubt, we could make it to courtside. That's what I'm thinking. But right now, I just got to get past surgery because I don't even know what that's going to look like. I don't even know what recovery time is going to look like. I don't even know how I'm going to feel afterwards. I have no clue about any of it. So I'm just really nervous, to be honest. Just really, really nervous. But I'm ready to be on the other side of it, if that makes any sense. You guys cannot see anything I'm doing. I am so sorry. Um, I don't have a little extra table to kind of put this up so you can see. So you have to kind of use your imagination. All right. Let me see if I can fix my bird. I might do one that's a sunset. And now we got to glaze them. We let them dry a little bit and then we glaze them over. This one, I was trying to get the illusion of waves. My painting has gotten a lot better. I do it whenever I'm anxious or I'm wanting to relax. I'll paint. And so, and then I put some words on them. So then I'll get out my Cricut machine and then I'll put some words on them. And then you'll see in a minute, I'll glaze them. And then we'll go from there. So this one, I think we're going to do a sunset over the water. And I like to do, like, because I meet people and we're always somewhere not too far for the water, people like that kind of stuff. I did some mountain stuff. I still don't have that down pat. So I'm not going to show you that one, but I've been working on it. Like, I did these where it's like stormy night. So, and I did this one. This one is more of like my sunset. And so I want to perfect kind of having the red coming up, fading into the orange, and then kind of blend in the water a little bit better. So I'm gonna be working on that. So if you could see that, let me know what you think. Thank you, Margaret. You're the best. And then I just did something. I was gonna put on here, reach for the clouds or something like that. And then I did one was kind of a little bit more yellow, like a sunrise over the ocean. So, and then this one we're gonna try to perfect doing the sunset, and I'm not gonna do so much of it, so to give it more of a horizon. It would probably help if I had like some painter's tape that I could put across it, and then kind of tape it off a little bit, but maybe make a line right here so I know that, or right here, so I know that about right here is where I want to be. And then get some orange. Ooh, flamingo coal. What do you guys do to relax? What's your go-to hobby to kind of calm down and give yourself a little bit of a break? One of the things I've been learning is, don't like the brush needs to be really almost dry so you could control the paint. But there we go. But anyway, you know, my kids came to see me this weekend. Two of my boys. One of them is already here, but the other two came. And it was just really nice that they thought enough of me to drive up here and just spend the weekend. They got here Friday and they left this morning. And it was just so nice to be able to laugh and talk and see them and spend some time with them, because I don't get a chance to see them much. And they're still, back in Tennessee. And so that was another reason why we had been talking about getting something. So if they wanted to come and visit like they did, they'd know they'd always have a place with us where they could come and relax and spend some time with us. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. It was so unexpected because at first he told me they were going to try to come, but then I didn't know if they were going to make it or not. And then you look up and then they're pulling in. So it was such a beautiful surprise. Now I guess the darker would have to be here first. So we're going to use like a really dark blue because we want to make it seem like the water's really deep out this way. But we want to make it as clean as possible just because, to create an illusion of a horizon. So at this point, y'all, I'm rambling. This video was to kind of tell you about why or what happened to our thing. We're still looking. And one thing about this area we're in, there's not a whole lot of like RV places to go look. Like there's not a lot of RV stores. It's like Camping World and that's about it. So you don't have a whole lot to choose from. But I'm hoping that, something will come through that will be just what we need in the time we need it. And so I'm not worried. If you look back on the history of this channel, the Lord has always blessed us with what we need when we needed it, like right when we needed it. And so I'm just not gonna worry. I'm just not gonna worry. Oh, that might have been too much. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. We're almost at 4,000 watch time hours again, y'all. I'm so excited. Almost. I think we got like 400 more to go. And I'm so excited about that. Yes. Uh, and those two are close in age. They're Irish twins. And those boys are the sweetest boys you ever wanted to meet. They really are. There's we're already a family full of comedians, Margaret. So they keep you laughing all the time. And so it was just good medicine to see them and to hug them and to talk to them and hear about what's going on in their lives and their little dreams and what they got going on and what they're trying to make happen. And it was just really nice. It was just really nice to have them around. So there was that. And the tallest one, he's the youngest. The shorter one is the oldest. He'll be 25 next month, and the taller one is 24. So, yep, they're getting old. Bum bum bum. Margaret, did you have a good weekend? I think it's just me and you. Well, it says two people are watching. I don't know who the other person is. It might be me. I don't know. Did you have a good weekend? Did anybody have a good weekend? If it's just not showing me that there's other people in here. We got to fix that horizon line. All right. And so this is acrylic paint. So you can't like put anything on it just yet. That's why we have to seal it. So we'll get the little thin brush, kind of give it a line. A little definition here. And a little red. Maybe I'll put a sunset, like something right around here. Kind of show the sun setting. But what do you do? A yellow sun and an orange? I don't know about that. Let's just fill that in. All right. That's that. I think we could put a little bit more of the blue up top. Fill that in. A little bit more of the darker blue. Kind of make it look the blue black. Like this. Hope I don't regret that. And then this kind of blue top. And then some of this. A little bit of that. And then come over here and get a little bit of this. Don't want any black in there, so gotta rinse your brush. And then cover that up. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Perfect. Just work it all the way up, all the way down. And then now we're gonna go for the white. White sandy beach. All right. I might attempt to put a sun. Maybe we need the right color. I feel like this apricot's gonna mess it up. Yellow's not it. Sunny day. Try this one. No, my mom's up here now. She doesn't live in Florida anymore. She was once upon a time, but she doesn't any longer. And my brother is the only one that lives in Florida now. one of my brothers. And so, yeah. All right, let's see if we can do this. Make a sun without screwing it up. Oh, I think I messed it up. Maybe. Maybe not. It's yellow enough that I can erase it with the orange. Just kind of work it in at the top. Like I said, I'm no Picasso. I just do this for the fun of it. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. But now we're getting ready to glaze these. Let's glaze these. They are good and dry. Because if you glaze them while they're still wet, it will give you the blues. It will smear your painting. So let's glaze them. And then later I'm going to put some words on them. And then I meet folks all the time. And I'm like, hey, I want you to remember me. So here's a little something to remember me by. And then this is how you could use it as a coaster, because the glaze kind of seals in the paint so it won't come off on whatever's on it. And I like the gloss because then it gives it some kind of shine. And when the acrylic is flat, then it just makes it look flat. It makes the painting look flat. So I just put this on there. I put 2 coats on here. And then I put my words, and then I put one more coat on it. And then I just brush it all the way out to the edge. Just like that. So that works. All the way out to the edge. And then sweep it on around. And then let it dry. And then I'll go and put some words on it. And I'm going to make me some for the holidays. Some cute ones to go in my tent when we have hot chocolate or guests or something on the table. All right. And then I just put it over to the side and let it dry. And now we'll do this one. And I like to put it generously, because when you don't and it gets sticky, it starts to mess up. So you want to make sure whatever you're putting on here, you're putting on a generous amount so it'll glide right on over, all the way out to the edge. All right. That's that. All right. And then we'll put it over to the side and let it dry. Well, you guys, I know you've been just kind of sitting here watching me. And I'm not really doing much of anything. Just kind of venting to you, talking to you about life at this juncture where I am. That's all. Sometimes everybody needs to just vent a little bit. And I told you what I wanted to tell you, so right now I'm just hanging out with you. So let's just see how this looks. It's dry, so we'll just see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, I can always cover it up with the words. But you just want to make sure you glaze it all the way to the end. And the one thing about these coasters is you can't, it's your creation. So it's whatever you want it. It's not like you're selling them or anything. I mean, I guess you could if you're really good, but I just do it for the relaxation of doing something artistic and fun for me. Sometimes you got to have something that's not tied to monetary value that you enjoy. Like if you enjoy doing YouTube, you got to do it for the fun of YouTube. If you enjoy painting, you got to do it for the fun of painting. If everything you're doing, you're trying to monetize or make money off of it, then you lose enjoyment because it becomes work. All of it just becomes work. And then your self-esteem becomes tied to it. Because if it doesn't turn out the way you want, then then you stop doing something that you enjoy doing. And I don't want to do that. I need to have something that brings me joy. So this is it. This is something that I enjoy doing. And so then I come in and I'll paint. And Cedric, he'll go outside and he'll just relax, and I'll come in here and paint. And I know I haven't done this in a while because I used to do some art stuff all the time. And then you guys would come in and hang out with me. But like I said, I'm no Picasso. I just do what I enjoy doing. So we're going to make this last one and then we'll end our video. It's pretty much just going to be some turquoise water on a white sandy beach. And we'll be done with that. And I'm going to be practicing so I can bring you guys maybe something a little bit more different. And so I can surprise you and say, look what I learned. I think we all should never stop learning, right? You should always do something that brings you joy, but also that you could continue learning from it and have some kind of enjoyment out of life. That's why we all get into RVing. That's why we all go camping or go hiking or do something, because we're all looking for something that gives us joy out of life. And you should never lose that. Don't take everything so seriously. And I had to learn that. And find something that you enjoy, that even if you're not good at it, do it because you enjoy doing it, and give yourself a break. The more you do it, the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And sometimes you might be better than you think you are, and people will be like, oh, I love that. And you be like, really? And they're like, yeah. So you just never know. Just find something you love and take the stress off. And I can tell you right now, that's what I'm doing, because I am really nervous about this surgery coming up. But I know that God has orchestrated the whole thing to where it's all taken care of. And it's just a matter of going through it so you can get to the other side, right? And then you don't have to be afraid. So if you guys would like one of these coasters, let me know. I'll send you one. And I will put something special on it just for you. You'll have to pay for the shipping though, but I will send it to you. I will send you one. So if you'd like to have one of Finding Erika's coasters, let me know. And then we'll talk about it, and I'll see how we can get you one. How we can get it to you. All right. Sorry for just rambling, y'all. I'm going to get me one of those things that sit right on top of my hand so you can see what I'm doing. I didn't realize that this was going to really, where you really couldn't see like that. So I apologize. I thought it was giving you more of a view. All right. And a little sand. Some black in there. Well, hey there, Wade. I haven't heard from you in a long time. How you doing, buddy? How are you doing? I know I haven't been back in Tennessee in a while, but thanks for checking in. I hope your live stream goes well. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Now we gotta blend these in. All right. Take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And blend that in. Give it a little bit of a shoreline. All right. I think this one is about done. We'll put some white lines in there to kind of show like some rippling waves or something. Just a little bit, not much. We don't want to mess this up. It's so easy to do. All right. And now we're going to rinse this off. Take this. And then we're going to work them in there. Work it in there. I see I got 3 people here. If you don't mind leaving me a thumbs up, that would be awesome, you guys. I really appreciate it. I know I'm not doing much, but it really does help my channel. So if you don't mind, even if you can't stay, you could leave a thumbs up. So now we got that. It's kind of look like in passing some waves. I don't think I'm going to do birds on this one this time because I've been doing birds on everything lately. So I think we're just going to leave it like this. Give it a couple seconds to dry. And then we're going to go ahead on and glaze it. So if you don't mind leaving the thumbs up, you guys, I really appreciate that. We'll glaze this. Put it on top. And then we'll let them all dry. And then I'll post some pictures later of what they look like with the words on them. And let you guys take a look at that. See what it looks like. Thank you so much for leaving a thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right. A little glazing it is. And like I said, if you would like to have one of these coasters just because you think they're cool and you don't mind, let me know. And I pay the shipping and I'll send it to you. I'll be more than happy to make it for you and send it to you. Now, if you want it personalized, like your name or something on it, then I'd have to charge you maybe $2 or $3 for that. But Other than that, because I have to buy the vinyl, I got plenty of paint. But for right now, if you'd like to have one, if that changes and I got too many requests and I can't afford it, then I'll let you know. But as of right now, I would love for you to have one for your camper or your cabin or your house. Put on your coffee table, just a little something for me, especially if you subscribed. I appreciate that. If you're new to this channel, that thank you so much. If you just stumbled across me and you subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We are working on trying to get to that 400. So let me know what you think. This one is my last one. And then I'll let them all dry. And I appreciate you guys just kind of stopping by and hanging out. And hanging out with me. I know I didn't do a whole lot today, just kind of rambling for the most part, but I just wanted to make some coasters and kind of let you in on what I've been doing. I appreciate all your love and your support and all the videos you guys have been watching. Oh my goodness, we're almost at 4,000. But be praying for me this week. I'm going to be having surgery, so I'm a little nervous, but it's a part of life. And so thank you so much for joining me and watching me as we do nothing special but just paint. And I will see you guys on the other side of the surgery. Have a good night and bye for now.